about staying healthy, we often forget about our bones, but they are super important. What we eat has a big impact on keeping our bones strong. So, it's really important to understand how our diet affects our bones and to make sure we're eating the right things to keep them in tip-top shape throughout our lives. I am your host and host, Dr. Sargam Soni, and welcome to yet another episode of Health Point. When it comes to keeping our bones healthy, what we eat plays a huge part, and it's a pretty interesting story. Think of our bones as the framework of our body, quietly doing their job, but they need the right fuel to stay strong. It's like calcium is the superstar nutrient for our bones. It's what makes them tough and sturdy, but there's more to it. Vitamin D, which we get from sunshine, is like calcium's best buddy. It helps our body use the calcium we get from foods. So today we have with us the most renowned spine surgeon of India, who's also the president of Indian Orthopedic Association, Dr. Ram Chadha. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
So could you please enlighten us about the composition and importance of bone in our body?
Bone is a complex tissue, about 70% of which is mineral and the rest is organic constituents. The mineral is mostly hydroxyapatite, a crystal formed from calcium and phosphorus, along with other ions like sodium and magnesium. Calcium is crucial here, as it's the main component of bone, making over 99% of it in the form of calcium phosphate complexes. This gives bone their strength and structure. Beyond that, calcium plays a vital role throughout the body, like in muscle contractions, blood vessel functions, nerve signaling, and more. It's fascinating how this intricate composition contributes to our overall health and functionality.
So could you tell us how do various factors influence our bone mass and density?
Bone mass and density are influenced by a mix of genetics, hormones, physical activity, and nutrition. Genetics lay the foundation for bone growth and development, but nutrition is key for reaching our genetic potential and maintaining bone health in adults. Calcium and vitamin D are especially important for healthy bone growth in children and adolescents, for maintaining bone health in postmenopausal women. It's a delicate balance where each factor plays a significant role, and nutrition acts as a crucial modifiable element that can help maximize bone health throughout different life stages.
Thank you, sir, for such an enlightening session. It was absolute pleasure to have you. Now let's see what the other doctors have to say.
During childhood and adolescence, the focus is on building bone mass. Studies suggest that up to 90% of the peak bone mass is acquired by the age of 18 in girls and 20 in boys. The bone mass achieved during the earlier years largely determines bone health in later life. Lifestyle choices made during these years, such as diet, exercise, and avoidance of the bone-harming habits like smoking and excessive alcohol consumption, are pivotal in the maintaining bone density and preventing early bone loss.
The postmenopausal woman, due to decrease of estrogen levels, experiences an accelerated bone loss, increasing their risk of osteoporosis and fracture. For men, calcium remains important as they ages, although the rate of bone loss is generally slower as compared to the woman. In the elderly, calcium's role in maintaining the bone health cannot be overstated. With advancing age, the body's ability to absorb calcium decreases and the dietary intake often declines. And the risk of fracture due to weakened bones increases significantly in these scenarios.
It's pretty clear that calcium is super important for our bones no matter how old we are. It's all about giving our bones the support they need to stay strong throughout our lives. That's all for now. I'm your host and host, Dr. Sargam Soni. Swasth raho, mast raho.